Hello everyone, I'm Xiaogan. Okay, we actually have two other ways to upload files, but we won't write them out for you because it seems like it's quite time consuming, and mainly if you use this eFleetech API, you'll be writing all these request and response parameters, which wastes our class time. We mainly focus on UE5. It's not great to just keep talking about HTTP here. We have another one later. There's also something called streaming download. I haven't explained it to you yet, so here we are. Let me show you how this code is written. We can look at this. If you have this eFleetech thing, I suggest you just buy the plug card. There are too many API. Let's take a look at this. This is X-WWW-Form-URLEncoded. The article corresponding to this API, it is this. This is submitted as a post form. Then the image binary data is written directly into the quest body. So how do we do it? We directly conti and then just pass the image data into it. As for the rest, you don't need to worry about encryption or anything. The encryption is actually more or less the same. This part is related to JSON, base a dumper data, then concatenate it, then perform an MD5 calculation. I've also demonstrated it to you. This is not difficult. Okay, so this is a post form. It essentially directly puts the binary data into the body. These parameters are placed in the header. They are placed in the header. You can see here. You can see that here we have generated a header. Then here we edit the header, change inserted in. And at this point, note, there is also this. In this face recognition part, there is a joint feature analysis. And here, this encryption is actually the same. This old interface will be taken offline. And we can test it either. So there's no need to write this mainly. And then here, in this place, it is in the form of a post form. Submit the following parameters. This is still writing the binary image data into the request body. It's the same way. We can see this should be age. We find this should be face recollection. And then here there is this age analysis. And then here there is age. And then we still look at this activity method. These are all the same judgment parsing, right? Then there is a set content here. It also directly passes binary data. As for the more troublesome part, we mainly look at this. This multip one is quite troublesome. That is, it generates the summary information. Let's take a look first. This should be for file upload. This interface corresponds to this interface. This one is quite troublesome. Here, then we find within the basic functions, there is a document upload. And it is this arg-db-link, and its parameter is called Multipart Form Data. Then in this for data, you see it just writes it out for you in these boxes. So many things. Let's take a look at how to handle these. We can see in our demo. Then where's this thing? It is in this sparic. Okay, right here. Here we find this chess document, and there is a so need to upload. Let's briefly go through this process. Still the same. The one here. Blue object. Then we execute it step by step in one frame. Here we do an information retrieval check. That is, just go and retrieve the relevant information of this document. Here component this token. Then we go ahead and put it here. The remaining past. The most troublesome part is here. Here, this is used. What is this setting called? Multipart transmission method. Then, when it comes to this header, you need to set it like this. This boundary, we make the boundary, make this a unique identifier. So just reset it like this. Then we constructed the data to be transmitted, and then transmitted it to this, convert it into binary. This boundary, actually, we are doing this here. These few horizontal lines, these 6 horizontal lines, don't make a mistake here or get confused. This part has 6 horizontal lines. Then here, through this function, we construct the binary data. So how is this function's binary data constructed? First, you need a begin boundary. Okay, here we add 2 more horizontal lines. The binary itself already has 6 horizontal lines. You can see then here we add 2 more horizontal lines, indicating that we are about to start writing something. Then this is the first line of code. After writing it, next this contemplation means maybe these few lines of data, then end this boundary again. Then these 3 strings. These 3 strings, it probably looks like this. Then let's take a look. Here we mark it first. This lame, it is this fail type. You can see it seems to correspond to this. then this lame equals field type. So our first line is this. We input the first line into our counter. Then what is the second line? The second line is this thing, plus this file name, and then plus this /20/. Then input the second line, then the third line. The third line is this file type. What is this? This is this wiki. Hey, do you see? It corresponds to this thing, file type string, wiki. So we input this parameter into it. After hitting it in, then it's equivalent to typing 3 lines like this. Then if we use a URL, we are not using a URL here, using a URL. You're passing a URL here, not passing file data. We are not passing this URL. A URL is actually a direct code, so you can ignore this part. Let's first avoid messing it up for you. That is, I have a boolean here to determine. Depending on the boolean value, we will choose different data. So what we most want to pass is this file. Therefore, we need to go through this file part, go through these files. This URL, our center, we just won't pass it, right? Right. Then here we are. If using a file, then we prepare the file name. It is lam equals file. You see, yes. Then this is file is this bundle. This file name passed in from outside. Then these are 3 lines respectively. The first line is this boundary, right? This is the boundary. Then next, take the second line. This is the content portion. Add this film. Then pass the film. Then start a new line. Then finally add the content type. Then nothing is written here. This place can be left blank. Then finally we take these 3 lines and write them into our custom data. Then finally we append this data, append this. What do we call it? Our actual files, custom data, then inject it. And at the very end, we then inject this end boundary. So that's the situation. Yes. As soon as you see it, that's how it's done. Okay. If we are using a URL, then you don't need to look at this file. Then right here, we prepare a lam equals flam here. And it's these 3 lines begin. Then prepare this data like this. Then inject it. Then prepare the URL. We also include it. Okay, this is equivalent to several parameters in a form like K6. Alright, including it also takes 3 lines. After including it, finally do an under again. So actually this completes it. This Multipart Form Data, this is how we do it. These non-essential parameters, we didn't pass them because writing it all out, this thing is too complex to write. And the readability is too poor. Okay, so what? The URLs returned by this request are all relatively simple, so there's no need to write it. So overall, if you want to choose this multipath, then you can refer to the writing style we have here. I can explain the diagram to everyone. Yes, okay, if needed. We can also guide everyone to rewrite this interface from start to finish. We don't have the time to do it here. Okay, so we'll briefly stop here for now. Mainly, I've explained to you about these 2 other upload methods. Among them, the third upload method is quite complex. It's best not to use it this way, like this. It's really a headache when you write it, because you have to piece it together according to the Multipart Form Data boundary format. Then earlier, I shared an article from Zhihu with you. Actually, we mainly wrote it based on that article. Okay, so we'll end this lesson here. Thank you everyone.